All right. Welcome back to the stream, everyone. Today is day 46, and current revenue is at, let's see here. What's it at? $781.30. Welcome back to the stream. Yesterday, we made a ton of progress with our agents, as well as polishing up some problems that were happening in production related to Stripe subscriptions, as well as some other polishing for our mainstream launch next week of ViewCreator. But I'm very, very excited to emphasize the fact that we are on track for our mainstream launch next week. So we do have hundreds of users using ViewCreator in our open beta. Most of them are free. You know, the revenue, I think, you know, if I go back a couple days on the stream just to look, you know, our revenue in the past week has only gone up by, like, let's see. So on day 43, just for reference, you know, we were at $706. And then on day 47 now, we're at 782, right? 782? 781. So in a couple days, we made about $75 from ViewCreator. And that's not bad. We have a couple people that have, you know, the pro subscription. A couple people have bought credits and whatnot. But, you know, like I've mentioned before, you know, really we're not trying to drive revenue right now. You know, we're trying to polish the product so that we can actually have a successful mainstream launch. So while it's great that we have hundreds of users using it, you know, it's interesting because most of these users are actually coming from watching BridgeMind and watching the streams and everything. So the people that have actually signed up thus far, in my opinion, are mostly actually just coming from, you know, essentially the live streams. So they're coming out, they're like, oh, this is pretty cool, I want to go check it out. So right now we have about over 30 users that have been signing up on average per day, which is actually pretty good. Let me send a couple messages and get the live stream going. All right. But yeah, so welcome to the stream, everybody. Let me get a couple things set up on my end, then I'll get started. Let me see here. J35, welcome to the stream. J35 was first. NS, how's it going? NS was quick too. Yeah, NS does need a BridgeMind hoodie. But yeah, guys, I'm super excited for today because if you guys check the description, you'll see a little bit about what we're doing today. Essentially, the plan is we're going to be polishing up some features. We're going to work with the Trello board. Obviously, let's actually launch Trello because I want to get started on some of the features that we're going to be working on to start the stream. Also, good news is that today our Cursor plan, our Cursor Ultra plan actually reset. So we do have unlimited usage essentially of Cursor again, which is nice. So we're not getting hit with that usage-based billing, which can be actually quite costly on Cursor. So we're going to be using Codex for most of the stream. So let me actually CD out of UI there. Let's launch Codex. Oops. Codex. Also, I just updated my Mac to, what's it even called? It's the new Mac OS. I moved from Sequoia to their latest operating system, and it's like really interesting. It's got the Apple Intelligence, and it's pretty cool. It's got like more a rounded look, so a lot different. Tony, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. If you guys are just tuned in, make sure you like the stream. It makes it do a lot better, actually. But yeah, so today we've got a lot going on. We're gonna talk a little bit about some things on the Trello board that we're gonna want to accomplish. For example, we're gonna need to take a look at our logging system and make sure that we're, again, you know, not prone to a bunch of vulnerabilities, as well as taking a look at the onboarding flow and making sure that it's ready to go. But with that being said, oh, it's Tahoe. That's what it's called. Yeah, Tony, thank you. Yeah, Tahoe. J35 said VO 3.1 is out. Is that true? I mean, J35 doesn't miss, but let's check it out. Is VO3 out? VO 3.1? Let's check it out. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's on Higgsfield. Yeah, let's just Google it. All right, so there's just a lot of rumors on it. It's coming. It's not out yet, J35. But yeah, so today, a big thing that we're going to be doing today is we actually need to set up some of our ad campaigns. So to launch, I think the best strategy to launch with is to launch with Google Ads, we're going to launch with, so Google Ads, Reddit, and X are going to be the easiest ones for us to launch with. Samuel with Code, how's it going? Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. Let me launch a couple things on my end. But let me pull up the Excel sheet that we're going to be working off of today as well, because I want to go over our marketing funnel with you guys and talk through a little bit about, again, our strategy here with some of the assumptions and whatnot. But let's zoom this out, because we're going to be talking a little bit about marketing today. It's going to be becoming an increasingly important fact. So we're going to be talking about that a lot. Sam Stone, how's it going? Welcome back to the stream. If you guys are just tuned in, make sure that you like and subscribe. I'll be going for, I have a meeting at 2 p.m. today, so I have to make sure that I make that meeting. But other than that, we're probably be going, up until then, or close to. Okay, so our budget for October, we budgeted $3,000, and I think what that's going to end up looking like is it probably is going to change a little bit, because our assumptions in our budget mix, like let's go to our budget mix. So our budget mix initially was we wanted to spend 25% of that budget on TikTok, 20% on Google, 15% on YouTube ads. Here, let's expand these columns a little bit just by, I think you select all here. There's the finance major coming out in me, guys. All right. All right. Edward GC said turn on dark mode in the sheets. How do I do that? I don't know how to do that, guys. More options. Hold up, let's ask Siri. Oh, you guys can't see? All right, I'll zoom in. All right. So we had 25% allocation, 20% there. Pull up something on my end. All right, hold up. Okay, so I think this is going to change a little bit, because we don't have some of the content that's needed to launch like on Instagram and Meta. So like Instagram and Meta are essentially the same thing. I mean, this is just Facebook essentially here. So these two are going to end up being zero. Both of them are going to be being zeros, because we're not going to have the time to actually create the content. We may get to it later in the month, so that could potentially change. But for now, I think that this is going to be for Instagram and Meta. So these are going to be zeros. And then TikTok, I'd like to get to the point where we could do TikTok ads, but the problem is that I actually have to get around to editing those videos. So in terms of actually like, hey, what are we planning on for next week's mainstream launch? We're actually going to be putting some money behind paid ads. I think, like, for example, it's going to look more like this. TikTok's going to be a zero. Instagram and Meta are going to be zeros. But what we are going to focus on is we're going to focus on just like very simple 1-minute demos. Yeah, Tony said quality over quantity. Meta can wait till November. Yeah, so we're going to focus in on, this strategy. And I think the Google ads are also going to go up. And that's going to be another thing that we're going to be talking about today is, hey, with these Google ads, we need to be thinking about what keywords we're actually going to be sponsoring and how much those keywords are going to cost. So we're going to be working on this a little bit in stream today. But also, note that this is really important, guys. Like I was saying yesterday, the marketing campaign, the marketing strategy that you take is almost just not, if so, more important than the actual stream itself, or the product itself. Hold up one second. So, let's take a look at this. Reddit is going to be big because with Reddit, I think that we'll be able to easily, get some easy screenshots of the platform and just post on Reddit. I think that's actually going to do really well because a lot of content creators are using Reddit. So I think Reddit's going to do really well. I think YouTube could potentially be doing really well. So let me launch a Google Sheets here, because I want to essentially show you guys like, hey, what is the plan in terms of like what content is going to be, you know, getting placed on each of these. All right. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can help figure this issue out with dark mode. How do I turn on dark mode for my Google Docs? I'm trying to help you guys out because my system is on dark mode. Install an extension that focuses it down. Alright, I'm pretty sure I already have dark mode on, so I'm not sure why this is doing that. Alright, sorry guys, y'all just have to bear with me, because gotta lock in. Okay. So, that is gonna be... I think Google Ads is gonna go up. I think this is gonna end up being 30%. I think YouTube is gonna end up being 20%. And Reddit is gonna end up being 50%, potentially. Okay. All right, so 30%, 20%, and then Reddit ads is gonna be 50%. Let's research like what's the actual conversion rate to expect on some of these. Wait, click on view. Edward GC said click on view. Click on view, and then I don't see the dark mode option, guys. Thank you, Bill, Laura. Billa, are you in the Discord? Because maybe you could help me. You know, it's like, you know, if that's true, then, you know, I'd be interested in learning. Like, hey, like, what are you seeing that I'm not, and how could I, you know, maybe you could help out. You know. Okay, so let's like think through. I am going to be running advertisements on Google Ads, pay-per-click advertising in Google search results, as well as YouTube ads with demo videos in YouTube, as well as Reddit ads. Help me think through each of these channels and what the typical conversion rate is and what to budget for each and what to expect. All right, so I want to like figure out and do some research like, hey, what succeeds on each of these platforms, and you know, what are we going to have to do on Google? Like, for example, on SEMrush, a really cool thing that you can do is if we go to SEMrush here, we can actually look up like YouTube thumbnail generator, right? Which is one of our really good tools. Okay, thanks, Bill. I will. Okay, so like this here, it says that it has a cost per click of $1, and that's actually like relatively low. And what's cool is you can actually see the intent. So the intent is informational and transactional. So the user wants to complete an action or to actually convert. Dane, how's it going? Welcome back to the stream. I hope you're having a good day as well. All right, so benchmarks to anchor on for 2025. So Google search, the pay-per-click advertising, the click-through rate is 3 to 7%. Why is ChatGPT so slow today? Okay. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're gonna be going for a couple hours today, and this stream is gonna be a little bit more interesting in terms of we're gonna be working on more things than just vibe coding today, because we actually need to now position our product to launch next week for our mainstream launch. When we start, we're gonna do all sorts of stuff. So one thing that we're also gonna do is once we actually go to mainstream launch, we're gonna be posting ViewCreator on Product Hunt, Crunchbase, and all these different websites where you essentially can get some organic traction as well as backlink to the website. So that's going to boost the domain authority. So that's like really, really important. But while we're doing this, I actually want to get a couple of tasks spinning up in Codex so that we're multitasking. I don't just want to work on marketing. I also want to spin up some Codex tasks. So let me do a couple things on my other monitor here and see. I just want to make sure and check where we're at with a couple things. Okay. Okay, so let's read this actually real quick. So the click-through rate is 3 to 7%. The average CPC for all industries is $5. So you can tell, like, hey, this industry, if this is accurate, if the cost per click really is $1 for YouTube thumbnail generator, then that's pretty good. That's not like super competitive. And like, look at this one too. So like, for example, when you go to sponsor, the YouTube thumbnail generator, you're going to sponsor all these keywords, and each one is going to have different cost per clicks. So this one, it's $1, but this one that has a little bit less competitive, this one's $1.13, so similar amount, but still 38%. Okay, so cost per view is often 2 cents to 4 cents. Cost per minute. Cost per... What does CPM mean? Is that million? Wait. All right, CPM, cost per... mil or thousand. So cost per 1,000 views is $3 to $4, which is so cheap. Like, think about it. If we have a breakdown, like if we break it down next week... Yeah, Tony, it is crazy. So like, let's create a new sheet here in here, and let's just, change this name here. Let's rename this to mainstream launch. So the mainstream launch, like, let's just do set this up in week 1, week 2, week 3. Week 4. All right. Actually, let's just do like the first 2 weeks. Let's focus in on the first 2 weeks only. All right. UI of this is different. Wait, how do I download this? Let's just download a copy. Okay. All right, so mainstream launch. We're just going to talk about we're going to think about the first 2 weeks. So week 1, and then week 2. So here we're going to go to home, merge and center, merge and center. Okay, so week 1 and week 2, So if our budget's 3,000, all right, so our budget for October was 3,000. We're only gonna have like half of October. So I think that we're gonna change the budget from like 3,000 to 2,000, but we're gonna spend the 2,000 in less time. So we're actually gonna spend more at a faster velocity. So the budget during week 1 is gonna be $1,000. So we're gonna spend $1,000 next week. So the week 1 budget, $1,000, and we're gonna do Reddit, Google ads, and we're gonna do YouTube ads. So if it's 50%, Bajda, I didn't raise funds. I'm self-funded. Yeah, I'm self-funded. So, also, if you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. So yeah, I mean, Reddit ads, Google ads, YouTube ads. So YouTube is really interesting because it's saying that for the cost per 1,000 views is about $3 to $4, and then the click-through rate is about 1%. So for example, that means that, you know, if we get 1,000 views, we're gonna spend you know, $4, let's say, and then the click-through rate is, let's say it is 1%. So for $4, we're gonna get 10 people visiting the website on YouTube. So the strategy for YouTube, where's just the insert? Where's like text boxes? New comment. Oh wait, no, text box. All right, so for YouTube ads, we're gonna do the following. So we're going to make it so that we create demo videos. So we're gonna create demo videos for the following features. So if we actually go to ViewCreator, so let's open up ViewCreator and talk through, hey, like what demoable features do we actually have, right? Well, we obviously have agents, which at this point is now just an incredibly demoable feature. This is a really good demo. So create demo videos. The number one that we're gonna push is going to be agents. So we're gonna push agents hard for demo videos on YouTube. We're also gonna push if we go over to platform tools, let's pull up that one document that we did a while ago on the actual demand in the market for these tools. If you guys remember that, we did that about, I don't know how long ago it was, probably about like 2 weeks ago now though. But it was this tool ideas list. So here it was, if you guys remember this. So this was the list that we used for tool ideas. And essentially what this is the tool ideas that we had so that users, you know, we were looking at the demand for like, you know, YouTube title generator, like that's 2,900. So if we went to SEMrush and we did, you know, YouTube title generator, you know, what's the volume at that 2,900? The cost per click on that is only 21 cents. So we definitely want to do a demo on that. Bill, I'll look at that. Thank you. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. I think we're going to hit 4,600 subs in this stream. So if you haven't already liked and subbed, make sure you do so. Also, if you're over on like TikTok or watching somewhere else, make sure that you follow me on whatever platform that you're watching. We have mainstream launch next week, so we're really doing a push here to figure out, okay, what are the best things. So one thing, so it's going to be the demo videos, and this is what I'm going to do on Sunday. So on Sunday, what I'm planning to do is instead of streaming on Sunday, I am going to release a video on like vibe coding with GLM 4.6 is what I'm going to do on Sunday. And then instead of streaming, I'm going to spend all my time creating these demo videos because that's going to take a lot of time and essentially a lot of takes because we're going to actually need to make the content for all of these tools. So YouTube title generator. All right, YouTube title generator, YouTube transcript generator, YouTube thumbnail generator. Number 5 is YouTube description generator. Consider implementing unique YouTube promo codes or adding a "Where did you hear about us?" question during onboarding. This would help track the performance of different ad campaigns more effectively. Yeah, Tony, so we actually do have a survey right after you sign in on ViewCreator.ai. After you sign up, it does give you a survey, so thank you. Zojak, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. All right, so we're going to do these demo videos. So we're going to focus, number one, on agents, and then we have 4 tools right now that are highly demoable. And it's these generator tools. So the YouTube thumbnail generator, the YouTube transcript generator, the YouTube title generator, and the YouTube description generator. Also, we could demo the logic of brand profiles and essentially how it works. I think it's a really good logic. Billa said that he thinks that he heard that Gemini 3.0 will be released soon. I think it will be better than Claude 4.5. Yeah, I think it will be. I'm excited for it to release. I'll definitely, like, as soon as it comes out, I'll be doing a live stream. And it'll be awesome. But yeah, I agree with you. I think it is going to be better as well. Okay, so for YouTube ads, we're going to create demo videos, which is going to be agents, YouTube thumbnail generator, YouTube transcript generator, YouTube title generator, YouTube description generator, and then we could also do something on brand profiles, which is essentially you set up your brand profile so that then the tools actually have access to your brand's information so that it really, this is like a tool that, this is actually a great thing that enhances the platform overall. But those are the 6 things. So I think each of these are just going to be like, you know, let's actually ask ChatGPT, typically, what is the best practice for how long the YouTube ads should actually be? Animated video production for inspiration. Well, I was thinking that instead of like animated video production, we'll just do essentially like, we'll just do something where we actually, I'm just doing like a demo like I would like a video, you know, essentially just like a normal YouTube video. So let's figure out the best practices for, you know, YouTube ads and figure out what's the best length for this. Masturbate, he said, I just love the design of your website, ViewCreator. You almost got me on that. I almost just got baited into that. Goofy username. Okay. All right, Google Ads. All right, short answer. So most wins come from a tight 15 to 30 second skippable cut plus a 6-second bumper for reach and a 10-second vertical for shorts. Okay. Kilgar, how's it going? Welcome back to the stream. Master said, how did you create the blog post thing? Do you use a third-party tool to publish blog posts? No, I don't. So it's all customized system. I used Cursor to build it. Mash Hour, I will later. Right now we're focused on the marketing funnel for next week, mainstream launch. Pretty big deal for us. So I think that with this, so it's saying create skippable ads. Your charge when a viewer hits 30 seconds or the full ad if 30 seconds. So keeping it under 30 seconds helps pacing and completion, hook in the first 5 seconds. I feel like what we'll end up doing just to start is these demo videos are going to be about 2 minutes long. So very short, maybe even 60 seconds. Maybe we could keep them to 60 seconds. And they're going to go out on, you know, on the ViewCreator YouTube channel. And then they're also going to be demos on BridgeMind channel. Octavian said, how's it going, Octavian? Welcome. Yeah, thanks, Mash Hour. All right, so that I think is the plan for this, and then let's figure out like what succeeds on Reddit. What is the best content to create there? Since with Reddit you can create, you know, you can do like images, you can do URLs, you can do, you know, a little bit of text. Let's see what it actually said on Reddit ads. So it said, oh wow. So Reddit, it said the cost per 1,000 is, it says it here, it says $4 here, which is similar to YouTube. Or you can do cost per click. With cost per click, $1, expect 1,000 clicks, obviously. Okay. Yeah, I think with Reddit, you're actually able to target subreddits. Let's actually open Reddit real quick. And I'm going to go over to my... I'm pretty sure I have an advertising account set up already. I have it on my MacBook instead of my Mac Studio, which I'm streaming on. So we can't look at that right now. Harshit, how's it going? How's it going? Excuse me. All right. So bottom of the funnel, huge for social proof in demos. So this is kind of agreeing with us here. So it says 3 hooks in first 5 seconds, face plus plot product in frame, 1 CTA per ad, separate cold versus remarketing ad groups, and compete. Okay. All right, so what wins on Reddit? Great Reddit ads feel like posts people actually want to read. They're useful, specific, and written in the subreddit's voice. Here's a tight playbook that consistently works. So question-led posts. Anyone else stuck doing X the slow way? Here's the checklist I use. Okay. Okay, so next week, I'm going to say I have a budget of $1,000 next week to spend between these 3 platforms. Which, how do you suggest I break down the ad spend on each? All right, so we'll have ChatGPT come up with that for us. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're going up. Next week is our mainstream launch, so we've got a lot going on. We got to start planning, our marketing campaign. So it's actually saying that 55% should be Google search. All right, 25% then on YouTube, and then it's going to be obviously 20% for Reddit. So this is what ChatGPT is recommending is 55% Google, 25%, 0, and then 20. So this is what we'll do. And then, so any ad setback, set subreddit keyword with CPA. Okay. All right. All right, so we're literally going to be targeting, these tools here. So for the mainstream launch, the YouTube ads, let's literally copy and paste this. So for YouTube ads, how do I do a solid background on this? Man, I wish I learned more at Purdue for Excel, but all right, for Google Ads. All right, so we're going to target our tool pages. So YouTube thumbnail generator, all these. So these 4 is what we'll target here. All right, YouTube thumbnail generator, YouTube transcript generator, YouTube title generator, YouTube description generator. I wonder if we'll actually be able to spend that much using Google Ads though. Like, is the demand high enough to get that? I wonder. Not sure. Not sure at all. But we'll see. All right, so it's gonna end up being $550. I guess this $200 on Reddit, $550 on Google, and $250 on YouTube. So let's see, like, with this ad spend, and allocation. What amount of conversions should I expect based off of my pricing model? And then I'm actually just going to drop in the ViewCreator pricing model so it understands where we're at. So drop in these three. Not worry about enterprise yet. This is going to be really interesting. I mean, obviously ChatGPT can't get it right, but it'll at least give us an idea of what we could expect, right? Yeah, Mash Hour, right now I'm doing a plan for marketing. Create an agency plan for marketing agency where they will have an option to create multiple brand profiles for their clients. Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, that's like the logic of the brand profiles logic, right? Yeah, agent, I noticed that it's being pretty slow today. Henrik, I'm making money off all the products that we've launched. We're literally building like an entire platform, an entire product suite. It's pretty cool. Okay. So I wonder what this is going to say. Also, a big issue that we have is if I go to Google Analytics, for some reason, the marketing tag that I have is not like connecting. I'm not sure why. Look at this. So obviously, I have a a Google tag set up, but it's saying no data received from your website. So we're gonna have to take a look at that because that's really important. All right, so it says with Google search, we can expect 105 clicks, YouTube 83 to 167 clicks, and then Reddit 200 clicks. All right. Total clicks. Okay. You know what's interesting though is that we're getting like a ton of signups organically. You know, like we're getting 30 signups a day just through the organic stuff that we're doing. Daily Clip said, how many products did you launch? We've launched 3 products so far. Front page of ViewCreator has a design bug on the bottom where it says start free trial. Oh, here? Nice. Good find. All right, Mash Hour said you will get much more clicks from TikTok ads with targeting AI and stuff. Trust me, I've been working with TikTok ads for 3 years now. I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so Mash Hour is saying that TikTok is really good. I do have the TikTok ad account set up, so maybe we can add into our, I mean, maybe we should just be doing, you know, some TikTok ads as well. I'm not sure, guys. Wait, Mash Hour, I don't get what you're saying. I don't get what you're saying, Mash Hour. You'll have to elaborate. So maybe, guys, honestly, maybe we add TikTok in here, and then, honestly, maybe we even add X. And just say, hey, like, I'm just gonna have to grind this weekend to create a bunch of demoable content, basically. You know, I mean, how hard is it to create, you know, a 15-second TikTok ad? You know, I mean, I've been creating content live. You know, it's interesting. It's like it goes to the idea of, you know, if you're doing something consistently, you will continuously get better at it. And something that I've noticed personally is that, for example, as I've been sharing this journey along the way, you know, I've become better at being able to speak, at being able to just use my words to be able to get my ideas across, right? Because obviously, you know, for the past 47 days now, I've been, you know, live streaming and sharing my thoughts, sharing my ideas. So how hard would it be for me to make, you know, a 15-second TikTok video that breaks down, or maybe 30 seconds, I don't know. It wouldn't be that hard. Douglas said, congrats on 4.5 subs. I'm literally eating cake to celebrate with you. That's awesome. Yeah, no, it was a huge accomplishment. I mean, it's all going up, guys. You know, and like the perspective that I have on it is that this is going to keep going. And obviously, like you guys can tell, you know, I'm not going to give up no matter what. So, you know, this is actually going to be a good look into what's possible, you know. All right, hold up. I got to get something from ChatGPT real quick. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. All right, so let's see if that UI error got fixed. All right, so it's not using... It should use the start free trial component that the rest of the site uses. All right, just drop that in there. All right, so let's add some things. So one big thing that we need to do, so for our Trello board, actually I already have the Trello board open. Where is it? It's on my computer somewhere. I always have way too many tabs open. All right, it's fine. We'll launch another one. Thank you that I have 96 gigs of RAM for all these Chrome tabs. Okay, we already finished all this, so I'm gonna move all this, add additional rows. Yeah, it's all done. All right, so to do, so we really need to get our Google Analytics tag working, hooked up. So we literally need to get this hooked up. Also for like and this is all for marketing stuff. So for example, you know, you need a Google tag so that you can run Google ads and stuff and get that data. And then also we need to get our TikTok code embedded into the website as well. I'm spelling everything wrong. It doesn't even matter. Sorry, ChatGPT brain. Okay, so we need to get our Google Analytics tag hooked up. We need to get our TikTok code embedded. Let's see what chat's saying. Somebody with the Greek name said, I chime in from time to time. Think about a second live stream that's portrait that you can record for YouTube Shorts and TikTok vids. Oh, that's actually really interesting. Yeah. The thing about portrait, though, is how do you get the screen, like, you know, how do you actually, you know, that's a good idea, though. Octavian said, I would trial it for a week or two only with TikTok. Wait, what do you mean, like, you would trial it for a week or two only with TikTok? El Bodhi said, I've been developing my app for 4 months, exactly like you. It's really incredible to see you go through the same steps. I'm currently at the same stage of refining the app and planning marketing. That's awesome. El Bodhi asked, how do you plan to create marketing content for your app? That's a big problem I'm facing because I don't know anything about video editing, etc. Yeah, so, I mean, that's literally literally the exact step that I'm at. And I'm going to be doing it this weekend. So my plan is tomorrow I'm going to be streaming, obviously. But then on Sunday, I think essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a streaming break and I'm going to use that time and I'm going to allocate that time instead to actually create the content for this. And give me 1 second, I got to do one thing. But let's go back to our Excel sheet. You know, what we need to do is we need to create demo videos. We need, for YouTube ads, we need to create the demo video for agents, YouTube thumbnail generator, YouTube transcript generator, YouTube title generator, YouTube description generator, and then brand profiles. So we need to do that. And then it'll be the same for TikTok. So I'm probably going to use, I can use either iMovie or a really good video editing tool as well is Camtasia. But Camtasia, it's so annoying because it literally makes you buy it. It makes you buy it yearly, which is so annoying. I hate when companies do that. They literally make you like they literally are like, all right, like let's lock you in. I mean, I guess there's a free trial. Maybe use the free trial, but Camtasia is really good for that. So I think that what I'm gonna end up doing, is taking Sunday, and I'm just gonna, I mean, all I have to do, I mean, I already live stream for hours on end, so I'll be able to just be myself and show people, maybe like, I'll maybe do like a 5-minute, just all at once, like, hey, this is how it works, boom, 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 and then edit it myself using iMovie or Camtasia. I mean, it won't be great. My editing skills aren't amazing, but, I just think we need to get started somewhere. I think like Elbody, my recommendation for you is like, I just, share my perspective on it. We have to get started somewhere. It doesn't have to be perfect. I think when you have, a mindset of perfectionism and thinking like, hey, this literally has to be perfect, and I have to make this right. I think that's the bad approach to have. I think that we just need to have the perspective of like, hey, let's just make a demo video, right, for these products. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, let the product speak for itself, and then just sell it. Sell the crap out of the product. And if you believe in it, you should be able to sell it. I know I believe in ViewCreator, so, I should be able to sell it. Why is that going to the survey page? It's so weird. Okay, that's just a bug. I'm gonna say, if the user is, no, we'll fix that at a later time, that's fine. We'll put that in, survey, start free trial. All right. So the start free trial button redirects to the survey page if the user is already authenticated. Honestly, this is the great part about agents, guys. Just give it to an agent. It'll let it do that. Okay, so we need to get our Google Analytics hooked up as well. Octavian said, how about CapCut? Yeah. Mashhour said, just upload any video and create campaign and do everything. It's easy. See how much you will get based on the money you spend before anything. You can do it now. Just don't launch to just see. CapCut is the best for editing. Okay, we can take a look at CapCut then. So we need to get our Google Analytics tag hooked up. Okay. Yeah, no fancy voiceovers, edits, just screen recording, presenting the apps, promote it, and go with the flow. Yeah, I think like, you just have to take the next step. And I think if you put too high of a bar on yourself, if you, like I said, if you were like kind of going into it with the perspective of like, I need to make this perfect, I think you're going to end up really having a hard time, just because, I mean, hey, you need to make progress, right? So if you're going to make progress, you need to just do exactly that. You need to make progress. You need to, get those videos out, get them completed, and just take that next step. I think it's super important to do that. So our next step is that, right? It's doing the demo videos. Okay, so let's go over to TikTok, and I know, all right, so we are gonna do the TikTok ads. So let me go to TikTok Ad Manager here, and I know that we're gonna need to get our TikTok code embedded. So let's move that to in progress, and we're gonna start to work on that. So advertise on TikTok. I already have an account, so I'm gonna log in. I'm on my other monitor. I don't wanna share a bunch of sensitive information about my like TikTok account, basically. Unless we get to a spot where there isn't any sensitive information. But let me see here. I've got to do a couple things on my end. All right. All right. 8. Thanks also, big shout out to Mashhour in chat, because Mashhour is actually giving us some really good feedback about TikTok ads. Hamza said, I just subbed. I'm motivated when I see your live pop up in my feed. I don't even know what you're doing. Big ups though. Hey, that's what I like to hear. Yeah, just for anybody watching that doesn't actually know what ViewCreator is. So we're building ViewCreator, and ViewCreator is an all-in-one platform to be able to create viral content. So this is for content creators and for businesses, so that you can actually create your content with AI. And really the structure behind this, and why I think it's so important, is that right now we are actually ahead of the curve. And the reason that I know that we're ahead of the curve is because AI tools for things like image generation and video generation right now are not actually like really mainstream, because they're too expensive, they're too slow, the quality isn't good enough. But over time, meaning over the next 1 to 2 years, that is going to change substantially. And essentially, you're going to have tools like ViewCreator that end up becoming mainstream, that are going to be incredibly popular for content creators and businesses to use, where you'll literally be able to connect all of your social media platforms to essentially an AI platform that creates your content automatically for you, based off of, you know, your brand and whatnot. So I have my TikTok business account set up. So let's just pull up ChatGPT real quick and ask it a quick question. Let's have it walk us through. I'm currently setting up TikTok ads. I already have a Business Center account and an Ads Manager account. Review the screenshot for reference, and then walk me through what I need to do in order to actually set up the tracking code in my website so that I can actually run an ad. Take a look at the screenshot, but do not share any sensitive information, as I am live streaming right now and people can see the output that we are having in this conversation. All right, so we'll work with ChatGPT. Hopefully it knows that I'm live streaming. It's gonna be like, okay, like I get your live streaming, okay. All right, so let's drop that in. Okay. XLI24 said, new viewer here. Thanks for the intro. Yeah, happy to help. And if you guys are new here, you know, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the community. We've been doing this for a while now, and we're going to continue to do it. You know, as you guys know, you guys are starting to get to know me, and I'm an incredibly driven person, incredibly unrelenting once I put my mind to a goal, and we are focused on this goal right now. So if you want to join the community, make sure that you join the Discord. I'll actually drop a link to the Discord, because the Discord has been growing like really fast. So let me drop a link to the Discord as well for anybody that would like to join the Discord. It's a community essentially for people that are interested in vibe coding technology, and you know, actually just, you know, doing incredible things in life. Like, hey, we're meant more than to just work a 9 to 5. You know, we're meant to build things. We're meant to be creative. We're meant to make a life for ourselves. So Tan said, can I use Cursor on AWS to manage architecture with Terraform? If it does, how do you do it? Yeah, so you can use it. Terraform's good, obviously, because infrastructure is code. Oh, pin it. Yeah, I'll pin it as well. But yeah, here, join the Discord, guys, if you haven't already. But yeah, you can definitely do that. I actually set up my AWS infrastructure using Cursor in CloudFormation. And what's nice about CloudFormation as well is that, you know, you're able to use it with AWS. It's great. CloudFormation is great if you're on AWS. J35, sorry, I missed a chat from you. He said, record it live and maybe we can give feedback if it's good for posting as a demo or an ad. Yeah, I could potentially do that on Sunday. Let me think about it though, because sometimes when I'm like editing videos and stuff, it's different than like being on live. Like when I'm live, it's a little bit more raw. And then when I'm doing like a demo video or something like that, it's a little bit more like, not necessarily scripted, but it's more, I'm a little bit more mindful of kind of making it so that it's right, if that makes sense. Okay, well, give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab. Okay. All right. All right, so here's what we have to do. Here's the steps. So it says, all right, so step 1 is, it says go to the TikTok Ads Manager. So I'm gonna go there. And guys, this is, you know, something, actually I'll share something with all of you guys right now. When I started out in startups and in programming, if there was ever anything that I didn't know how to do, just like what we're doing here, I would just use ChatGPT to give me a step-by-step guide, and I would take screenshots all along the way. And what AI is going to end up turning into is it's going to turn into something where the AI is going to be able to actually use your computer for you. So eventually the AI is just going to be able to set up your TikTok ads stuff for you. But for now, this is where we're at, but I would highly recommend doing that. Okay, so I'm going to confirm this. You guys can't see the TikTok Ads Manager. There's nothing sensitive on this screen. Except it does have caps on my ID, so I'm just gonna keep it private for now. Okay, so it says, once inside, look for the assets drop down in the top nav bar. Is that actually... Oh, Events Manager. Okay, Events Manager. Okay, so I'm now in the Events Manager. And then it says... I have to get another verification code here. All right. Okay. Fadian just asked, do you like ChatGPT or Claude for coding? I use both. I think they're both for different reasons. Mash Hour, congrats on the promotion on Discord. Also, J35, thank you for promoting him. He's been very engaged and helpful. So thanks for the intuition on that, because I wanted to promote him as well. Thank you. XLI24 said, do you see a future for Sora? 100%. 100%. Yesterday we were actually using Sora, and wait, give me 1 second. I am on this page. What do I do next? Charlo, Deva, how's it going? I'm doing good. How are you? All right, so it says get started. All right. All right, add your website. All right, next. Oh, shoot. Yeah, Charlo, I stream daily. Yeah, XLI, Sora is not there yet, but you can see the potential, you know? I'm from the United States. I live in Indiana. What is the best connection method to choose? You as well, Charlo. So it says that we can also set up Google Tag, and I'm starting to think that, okay. It says manual setup. All right, we'll do that. All right, so we have a couple options. I'll show this to you guys just so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So it's saying choose a manual connection method. So you can either choose TikTok Pixel, the Events API, plus the Events API, or just TikTok Pixel or the Events API. So it says, since you're a developer running a custom Next.js and NestJS application, this hybrid is the best long-term setup for performance and data accuracy. Okay. Sure, Charlo, let me know. All right, so now we need to name our pixel. All right. Well, J35, so I do have all the ad managers set up. So like for each of these accounts, you know, you set up essentially like, you know, you set up, you know, your Meta Ads Manager, you set up your TikTok Ads Manager, you set up all these, you know, Reddit Ads Manager, X Ads Manager, you know, you actually have to have accounts on all this. So I think it's going to take some time, you know, to get all these set up. But the thing is like based off of what Mash Hour said, which is essentially like, hey, TikToks are doing really well right now, is essentially what he said. He said, hey, you can do really well on TikTok. So I think it may be smart. Hey, we're gonna do the demos, but also what I want to do is create, you know, a 9x16 ad, and maybe that could perform really well as well. So we're gonna do TikTok. So let's just take it one step at a time. Let's do TikTok, and based off of how TikTok does, we'll go from there. Okay, so I do have our base code here. So I'm now going to have a Codex agent. Also, I'm having problems with the Google Analytics. I am having a lot of problems. Okay, wait, hold up. Let's actually open up Cursor real quick. All right, so something that we're gonna do. So over here, let's take a look at this. Let's close this. How does our existing analytics system for Microsoft Clarity and Google Analytics work? So we're gonna figure out how this existing analytics systems works, but I'm pretty sure, like, if you open up Pages and you go to like your app. Okay. Yeah, for sure. XLI. All right, so we're gonna remove all this cookie stuff. Sennheiser, how's it going? Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. If you guys are just tuning into the stream, make sure you drop a like, subscribe. Okay. All right, so we're gonna delete a bunch of logic here. All the cookie consent logic has to go. Mehdi, how's it going? Yeah, J35, well said. If you guys are watching over on Twitch, X, TikTok, Kick, YouTube, wherever you're at, make sure that you drop a like and subscribe. We're going up. All right, so we're gonna update all this. We need to strip all the cookie logic out because right now I think there's some issues with like our logic with some of the tracking stuff, and the problem is that you know, essentially you know, we have these issues where because the cookie logic is interfering with our tracking stuff, we can't actually pinpoint like, hey, is our tracking code not working, or is it a problem with this like cookie mess? So I'd rather let's just remove the cookie consent logic and just, you know, get it working first and then add the cookie consent logic in after. Patil, I'm using Cursor to vibe code right now, but I also use Codex. Like, we have a Codex workflow behind us that's working as well. But right now we're focused in on, like, whenever I'm working on like very specific things, I will typically use Cursor just because I want like better and faster feedback. Okay. N3M says he likes... That's hilarious. Alright. Sennheiser said, what is your budget on Cursor to use Claude Sonnet at every prompt, even though it costs much less than Obis? Yeah, so I've got the Ultra plan. So I use Cursor Ultra. I think my plan actually just refreshed today, which is nice. Stop usage-based billing, which can sometimes run up a check. If you were trying to run up a check, just use Cursor's usage-based pricing, and you'll blow through your bank account real quick. All right, so now we got rid of all that garbage. And now I'm going to say, now I want you to remove the logic associated with the analytics.ts file and instead create custom components for each tracking mechanism. For example, Microsoft Clarity should be its own component utility, and Google Analytics should be its own thing as well. Also, I am adding TikTok to the mix. Here is the information I got from the TikTok ad manager dashboard for getting it hooked up. So now I drop this in. All right, so now all that's dropped in. So Master said, have you tried Warp? It's better than Cursor, everyone says. Yeah, I've not personally tried it. Tony, I think my Codex plan is currently $20 a month. It was more than that. It was the $200 a month plan, but I think I'm good for now. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Right now, you guys can see we're making it happen, all right? Like, here's my perspective on it, is that if you want to move forward, you just have to analyze in your mind. You have to think through, okay, like, where am I at right now? And what do I need to do to get to the next step towards my goal? And where we're at right now is we have a product, we're in open beta, we're solving problems, we're solving bugs, and really the next step that we need to take is now we need to actually start generating revenue, and we need to start validating our product. And to do that, we now need to get ourselves set up on all these different ad places so that we can actually sponsor on TikTok ads, on Meta ads, YouTube, Google, Instagram, X, and this is the next step that we have to take. And this is another part of the journey that to this point, you know, for you guys watching right now, this is going to be like, there's like so many exciting things that are about to start happening, because once we start actually running advertisement campaigns, this is all going to change, because then we're actually going to be able to see user feedback of, okay, like this is either working or this is not working. And it's going to be incredible. I think that the experience that we're going to have over the coming months is just going to be incredible. I think that, you know, things are really going to blow up, to be honest. So if you guys haven't already give me a follow. Make sure you do so because it's going to be a really exciting time. Miracure, how's it going? Welcome back to the streams. Good to see you. Mehdi said, what theme are you using on your IDE? I think I'm just using the dark theme. Yeah, dark. Oh, this song's fire. All right, here's our TikTok pixel going in. Much love, Miracure. Let's go. All right, let's do a sub check. We are at 4,585, guys. We're about to hit 4,600. I mean, we're going to hit 5,000 subs here soon. That's insane. We hit that fast. Growing super quick. All right, so we do need something set up on my end real quick. TikTok ID. So let me hook that up in this. Sinizer said, he asked, Cursor is better than Windsurf. I'm actually using Cursor, but started with Windsurf. Yeah, I think Cursor is better, for sure, at least in my opinion. But people have, it really depends on the end user. Like, you know, if you're used to Windsurf or whatnot, I mean, they are very similar, you know. All right, hold up. I got to log into AWS real quick so I can add some of these keys. Think in depth and make sure that if the env for those tracking codes doesn't exist, like for example, if the user has not provided a tracking code in the environment variables wherever the server is running, that it properly has a good fallback and just doesn't track and that it doesn't stir up a bunch of issues. We are only going to be putting those environment variables in the production environment, so make sure that this is set up correctly. All right, so now I'm in AWS and I need to now add the environment variable that it gave me. So I'm going to go and I'm going to add the next public TikTok pixel ID. Oh, Tony, yeah, I haven't tried it yet. Do you guys want to try plan? We can try the plan mode. Okay, so this is now updating. So let's finish now with our TikTok code. So it is installed, but now we actually need to finish the setup. There's like a bunch more setups. All right, so here's the next step. All right, so it's saying for me to toggle this automatic advanced matchmaking. All right, use Event Builder for setup. Event Builder is an easy codeless solution to set up events and parameters. I don't really want to do that. I feel like it's too much setup. Ilyas said that for him, Cursor is better than Windsurf. Yeah, I remember I tried Windsurf and I didn't like it as much. It kind of reminded me of like GitHub Copilot. Yeah, that's actually very, very well said. Yeah, Cursor is on their game, Windsurf not so much. All right, so basically this step that we're looking at right now, all right, so this is where I'm at right now. So it says set up events. So with this, we can essentially set up events. And I mean, we may actually want to do this in custom code. Yeah, Ilyas, what's up? Dane said GitHub Copilot and VS Code get updated all the time. I wonder if you tried it in your workflow, how it would do. Yeah, I feel like it would be, you know, similar to, yeah, probably be similar to Cursor, but I think that Cursor is still better than GitHub Copilot in my opinion. Ilyas said, I built an app, but I can't gain traffic even with marketing. Reels plus TikTok, what can I do? Well, what's your app? What's it, like, what industry is it in? And who's your target audience? So it has you, like, essentially set up a business funnel. So let me try this. Tony said, I remember when Copilot was the only one, the good old days. Yeah, crazy how much it's changed. AJ over on X said, hi man, love what you're doing. You made a few things clear for me that helped me with a few fears of mine. Thanks, AJ. Yeah, that's what I'm here for, you know, just totally, you know, it's like interesting is I'm just showing everybody, hey, this is how it works, you know? All right, so we actually, we need to get our code updated and actually make sure that that TikTok pixel is hooked up correctly. I did add it to my environment variables. So let's open up some of our terminals here and actually make sure that npm run build is working. It should be working. Let me think here. Oh, shoot. Guys. All right. made a mistake, and we may have some problems here. I forgot to pull. No GitHub. Oh, Vue. All right, we're good. All right, no merge issues. All right, we're good. All right, so let's deploy this now because we want to test this this configuration now. Add dependency. Is this? Guess we need to deploy that. All right. Sennheiser, I'm from United States, Indianapolis area. Ilyas said AI for students focusing in KSA for universities, same as any other LLMs. I mean, yeah, so you're saying that you're having trouble marketing even with Reels and TikTok. I mean, I think that, I don't have enough context to really give you good advice because I haven't seen what you're doing for marketing and whatnot. But if you're really passionate about it, you should just keep going no matter what and not give too much weight to, the results. Like if you're really passionate about something, I don't think that you should give much weight to like short-term results, if that makes sense. So for example, I'll just talk about, what I'm doing with BridgeMind is that, hey, when I started doing this, you can look back at the history of what we've been doing here and you'll be able to see that, I was doing this for, like 20 days, I think it was 36 days where the revenue was under like $50. I was doing it for like 35 days. I was doing it for where the revenue was literally under $50. And, now the revenue is over 700, getting close to 800. And, it's like, I think that you just have to let time play out and just keep working at something, like keep being consistent, keep making progress every day. And I think that it will work out if you stay consistent. I mean, even like with what we're doing here, there's like a ton of stuff that I wish that we were at 10,000 in revenue, but everybody wants fast money. Everybody wants it quick. And it doesn't happen. You have to go into something and be prepared to the point where I'm knowing a little bit in the back of my mind. I'm like, all right, like, I honestly don't even care about what the result is of the revenue because I know that I'm just not going to stop. And that's the perspective that I have on it is I'm like, all right, so I know that this is going to be really difficult and I can't let results get me down. Like I have to just keep going no matter what. So I can't give the results too much weight because I know in my heart what I want to do, right? Like I know for a fact, I'm like, okay, like this is what I want to do. And I just can't look at the external results because, hey, especially like when you're initially getting something started, it's so difficult at that initial phase. Like even now, there's people that come into the chat and hate on me a little bit sometimes, and it doesn't bother me because I'm just like, well, this is how it is. Like, you don't become great. Greatness doesn't happen overnight, And Nuado, sorry, I missed your chat. He said, what are you using? TTS? Which TTS is that? Wait, what do you mean TTS? King of Agario, welcome back to the stream. It's good to see you. He said, hello. I made 3 consecutive days on your streams. Meanwhile, vibe coding myself. Hey, that's what I'm here for, man. This is a community. And don't forget, King of Agario is a legend. The guy has over 30 years of dev experience. He's one of the most experienced people in the community. Tony said it takes time. I don't see some traffic either. A lot of the times, but sometimes people show some love for it. It gives you a good boost in confidence and to continue to do this. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's like those, sometimes you'll get like those small wins, and they do feel great, All right, so we have a build going up right now in AWS because we actually have to configure that TikTok pixel ID. XLI, see ya. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you later. Dane Strange said, I wonder if the Codex VS Code extension works in Cursor. It does. I've heard of Cursor, but never tried it yet. as VS Code's more screen reader friendly, and I'm stubborn and I don't know its value versus Copilot Pro. I mean, yeah, the screen reader stuff makes sense, obviously, Dane, for you. But there are, like, Cursor's pretty good, but yeah, I mean, the screen reader stuff makes sense to me. Zuhaib, how's it going? Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. Ilyas said he agrees. Bajda Shop said, are you already profitable for expenses of the app and the cost of building? I am not. The expenses are about over $1,000 a month, just a little bit about over that. And especially with the ad spend that's going to be coming into play, we're actually going to be losing money for a bit. But that's how it goes. You know, you got to invest. Watch your expenses, you know, don't let them get out of control, but, you know, be mindful that, you know, sometimes you're not going to be profitable right from the start, so. Oh, text-to-speech. Oh, I use Whisperflow. Refresh Plays said, are you not using Codex anymore? No, so I'm using Codex. Like, if I just go here, you'll see my Codex is all open here. I'm just using Cursor right now because I'm kind of just working on one feature that I want to be able to see some better user interface for, because we're working on getting our TikTok pixel ID set up so we can actually get that set up properly. Also, I'm going to launch the Meta Ads Manager in congruence with this so that I can get that going as well. If I go over to our Trello board, that's also on the Trello board, is we need to get our meta code hooked up. So just the same way that we did with our TikTok pixel, we have to do the same thing with this. So. King of Agario said, thanks for giving me unneeded shout out. Alright. Alright, so now I have to go over to Events Manager. Connect data. Web. Name. All right, so we're gonna get a meta code as well. Meta is like the buggiest system I've ever encountered in my entire life. All right, create. All right. All right, so we're gonna add the meta pixel as well. All right. Sorry, chat. I was looking at Zuhaib. What's popping? I'm doing good. Working on getting our. If I go back to our Trello board right now, because we're doing our mainstream launch next week, it means that we need to get the tracking codes and the pixels set up and our ad campaigns set up for Meta, TikTok, etc. King of Agario said, "I have a couple ideas. I think I should collab with you to vibe code together." Really? Hit me up in the DMs, man. I'd be interested in that for sure. BFR Gaming said, which tools do you use? I use Codex and Cursor mainly. Octavian said, where do you host the website? Is it fully in AWS? Yeah, so I have the front end is running in Amplify, AWS Amplify. French Learning App said, how can you make the UI of the landing page so beautiful only using AI? I used like a prompt library using 21st.dev and ShadCN, Tailwind, and yeah, I used Codex to build that. Zuhaib, I did check it out, yeah. If you guys are watching, haven't already followed me on whatever platform you're watching on, make sure you do so. We are going up. BFR Gaming asked, how much does it cost for you to vibe code with these tools monthly? So it costs about, last month it cost $600. Yeah, 600. All right, let's see if that's actually built now in AWS. It's probably still building. Oh, the build failed. We should have done an npm run build, shouldn't we? All right, cd ViewCreator UI and run npm run build. Fix this error on npm run build. Mash hour. So right now, I'm taking your advice actually, Mash hour. We're setting up the TikTok pixel right now, and we're deploying it. I'm setting it up right now in the TikTok Ads Manager account. So I have it on my other monitor. I can't show you guys because it is sensitive, but I'm running npm run build, and then we'll deploy that to production so we get the tracking pixel set up for TikTok. BFR, I have the Cursor Ultra plan and the Codex Pro plan, the $200 a month plan for them. Whoa. I didn't get any estimated numbers from TikTok ads. Sennheiser, yeah, I mean, I do hear that a lot about essentially having that be the, you know, you have GPT be the CTO and then Claude actually integrate the code. Refresh Plays said you can actually use AWS startup credits. Yeah, I applied for $1,000 of free AWS credits. I think we'll probably get it. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna set up this environment variable now, just in the front end, non-sensitive. All right, so it looks like that's all building now, so we should be able to be good to deploy now. All right. Let's take this over here. All right, so push prod. All right. A little push here from dev. Create pull request. Boom. Also, guys, something I want to show you. Let's check out my GitHub profile and see how we're doing these past couple days. Let's see. Look at this, guys. Look at the past from August to September. Look at last time I missed a day programming was September 14th. Crazy. 3,600 contributions in the last year. Was going insane. This honestly isn't even that impressive. B-Job, how's it going? Welcome back to the stream. BFR said, does the Cursor Ultra and OpenAI $200 plan have limits? Have you reached close to those limits last month? Like, how's the usage? Yeah. So you will use, like, depending on your usage, obviously. I hit my Cursor Ultra limit, and then I went $200 over using usage-based pricing, which was kind of annoying, to be honest, because I essentially had, you know, the $200 plan and then spent over that, which I was like, oh my gosh, that stinks, right? Then with the TikTok, or sorry, with the Codex plan, I never hit my limit using the Codex plan. That was pretty solid. Oren just asked, what are you doing right now? So right now, if I go pull up our Trello board, so today we're kind of positioning ourselves to actually get ready for our mainstream launch, which is next week. So right now we have hundreds of users in the ViewCreator open beta. About 30 users sign up every day for the past couple days on ViewCreator.ai. So we're doing pretty well. We're making money from ViewCreator. But now we actually need to position ourselves to launch to the mainstream market. So you can see here that right now we're in the process of getting our TikTok code embedded, our Clarity code hooked up, Meta code hooked up, analytics tag hooked up, fixing the cookie mess, and then fixing some of the free trial redirects, which, speaking of that, let's actually test that using a local browser here. npm run dev. So if you guys remember, actually we don't need incognito for that. We can just launch it here. So if you haven't actually signed up for a ViewCreator.ai account, please join the open beta. It's totally free. You can sign up for a free account. And if you want to support, you can sign up for a subscription for $20 a month. If you want to try out the product and actually, you know, have some credits to play around with, I actually would really appreciate the support if people actually did that. If they signed up for subscriptions, that would be very, very encouraging. Yesterday, ViewCreator had over 30 signups, but only made, like, you know, a little over, I think it was like $15. So from ViewCreator specifically, but I mean, that's not nothing, right? But I just wish it was like $100 a day. Okay, so if we go to get started free, start free trial. Oh, geez. And clicks the start free trial button. It is routing to this page. It should actually just direct them to the dashboard if they are authenticated, and click that. Okay. All right. So let's see the AWS builds. I want to check how they're doing. Tony said that he's on a 132-day streak. Let's go. B-Job said, I follow you right now. You just follow me on GitHub. Let's go. All right. Let me check the AWS builds here. Looks like they're still deploying. All right. I'm going to check Stripe real quick, see how many users we have signed up today. So today is not terrible. So right now, so yesterday it was 31. Today so far 7. So far 7 people have signed up for ViewCreator at ViewCreator.ai. All right, this update's still deploying. So we're gonna let that do its thing. But yeah, I mean, we need to get all these tracking codes set up, so. Start free trial. Is that fixed now? Start free trial. Nice, okay. So that's now fixed. So let's make sure that all these work. All right, cool. All right, so that's done. Gamer Clash, what's the idea? Mash Hour said, is your projects... hold on. I mean, Mash Hour, I'm honestly so uninterested in getting a job from like another company. I'm 100% all in on being an entrepreneur and a founder and a CEO. I'm literally 0% interested in getting a job. You know, as you guys know, like some people have actually asked me, you know, they've asked me, they're like, why can't I find you, you know, on like social media? And it's because I'm very private person. You know, I know weird that I, you know, do live streams and stuff, but in general, very private person. I don't have personal social media that I actually like use. Like I don't have an Instagram or anything that I post on. But that could change, you know, that could end up changing. But my point with that is like, you know, on LinkedIn, I don't have a LinkedIn. I don't play the game. I don't play the game of trying to impress, you know, basically meat ride the person above me so that I can get a promotion. I when I was in corporate finance, I saw essentially how people operated, and you had people that were 45 years old meat riding people that were their bosses. And I asked myself, I said, yeah, do I want to, you know, commute an hour and a half every day downtown Indianapolis to essentially meat ride my boss for, you know, the next 45 years? And yeah, I mean, it didn't really sound really that appealing for me. The stuff that they were working on wasn't very interesting. Kind of lame. Not interested in it. I don't know if anybody else agrees, but with software development, with startups, with entrepreneurship, it gives you, it takes off the limitations. Like when you work for somebody else, when you work for a corporation, you're literally limited in like how fast you can move up the ladder of a corporation, because in a corporation, they literally have rules. Like you have to work there for a specific amount of time before you even get considered for a promotion. Like you're not working at a corporation for 2 years and getting promoted to like, you know, a super big, you know, position or a super important position. They're like, yeah, no, like, you know, you're basically going to be like an intern wage slave for, you know, 10 years, and then you'll start to get some more responsibilities. But even then, it's like, is it really responsibilities, or is it just like you're just selling your life away for a paycheck? You know, you're not. I mean, some people love it. I can't put everybody in the box, but for me, that is not going to work. That's not going to work for me personally. King of Bulgario, thank you. Yeah, I think eventually, actually, I think once I hit 10,000 subscribers, I'll probably do a merch drop, and we'll actually release some a limited stock of some pretty badass merch, I think. All right, so chat. So B-Job said, how do you do marketing and where are you going to do it? So yeah, so next week is our mainstream launch, and we're going to do TikTok, Meta, X, all the platforms. Looks like we're still building, by the way, in Amplify. BFR said, so for a new vibe coder who is going to build a big project, what is your advice? Like what all tools to use, which models, which plans? I mean, I'm like pretty straightforward about it. Cursor, Codex, period. That's what I use, with the Ultra and the Pro plan, respectively. All right, looks like the main website has now been updated. So if I go to ViewCreator.ai, oh, shoot. All right, we just broke production, it looks like. Whoa. All right, guys, we just broke production. Oh, gosh. All right, we just broke production. No, I didn't miss npm run build because this was Amplify. I'm using I mean, guys, the site's gonna be down for like 10 minutes. It's all good. Yeah, King of Agario, you're right. I mean, we did run npm run build and it was fine. I think it has something to do with the logic that we added with, like, let's run a lint. Is this happening in dev? Because I think it has something to do with, let's do dev. All right, so it works in dev and then it doesn't work in production. So it definitely has something to do with the bug. So it says it's a e.push is a function was caused by a TikTok pixel initialization. It needs to start as an array. Okay. All right, that says that's working now. So let's get this deployed ASAP. Because essentially it works in development and then it actually failed in production because development does not have the TikTok configuration, production does. All right, let's get this pushed as soon as possible. Yeah, Badja, I know the app is down right now. We're deploying a patch right now. It's gonna take about 10 minutes to build. Oh, King of Agario, yeah. Yeah, that's actually really helpful. Yeah. Oren just asked, what's the date that you release ViewCreator out of beta? So it's gonna be next week. I don't have an exact date. It's going to be whenever we actually have everything set and ready to go to start pushing advertising. So right now it's like, I mean, we've been testing the product, we've been testing onboarding, we've been testing features, everything works in production. So, I mean, I think that we're ready to get it out of beta and start testing it and validating the idea and the product. So next week for sure. I'm not sure the exact day, but as I mentioned on the stream, the plan is that essentially what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be creating demo videos and ad content to be able to put on TikTok, YouTube. Going to be running some Google PPC campaigns, X campaigns, Reddit campaigns. We're really going to just like put a firecracker in this thing and validate it. And it's going to be next week. So it's going to be really exciting to see the numbers go up really fast because, it's just pretty cool that, we're actually going to be putting some money behind it. So we'll see pretty quickly what's going to happen. Mash Hour, I'm pretty sure like the requirements are just like you have to be a startup. So if you guys are watching, haven't already liked the stream and subscribed, make sure you do so. Right now we have 65 people watching and only like 27 likes. Or I guess I haven't checked it in a while, so let me refresh this. So we've got 68 people watching, 29 likes. So guys, let's run it up a little bit, all right? If you guys are subscribed, like whenever you join in the stream, if you actually like the stream, it's actually super, super supportive because that helps the algorithm for me. So if you guys could do that, I would really appreciate it. It's like super simple, takes like 2 seconds for you guys, but it actually makes a substantial difference for me. So appreciate it. Campbell said, have you got your Google Search Console and all that set up right now? Yeah, it is set up. So if I go to Google Search Console, I can actually see some of the analytics here. I got my sitemaps and stuff uploaded. So let's see here. So like here's the data right now, nothing crazy. So like this day we had 39, then 28, then 9, then 27, then yesterday was 20. So, I mean, that's pretty good for like no marketing, except like technically the only marketing that I'm doing is obviously like the SEO stuff that we've done. And then, you know, that's pretty good, I would say. Have a company website or company profile. What do you mean, Mash Hour? Mash Hour, who requires them? Oh, they require them? Yeah, they do require them. Sorry, I just got what you're saying. Yeah, AWS does require that you have them, yeah. Yeah. All right, so the builds are still going up right now, guys. I'll show you what I'm seeing on my other screen in AWS right now so you guys can watch it. Yeah, website's down right now. Website's currently down. It's going to be back in probably about 5 minutes. Gamer Class said it's a very good idea because a lot of people start doing social media. Yeah. Oren, I actually like AWS. You know, I'm actually not super, I am budget conscious, but I like AWS. I think it's the best, you know, service that there is. So I use AWS personally because I used it at my 3 previous startups prior to BridgeMind in ViewCreator. And I like AWS because it's kind of like your enterprise level configuration. So, you know, if you're using junk like Heroku or, you know, Railway, it's kind of like your, you know, solo dev stack, not really like enterprise level. So I like my stuff to be enterprise grade. Gamer Clash, I already read your comment. Douglas said, quick question, how'd you get so rich? It's top secret. No, I've just been always decent with my money and have been an investor since an early age. Dathuni Beats said, about to go to work right now. Just wanted to pop up and say hi. Thanks, Dathuni Beats. Appreciate it. Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. David said, your channel is growing like crazy, bro. Yeah, I know. It is crazy. Yeah. Oren said that with Oracle, you get big servers for free. Yeah. Yeah, I've never used Oracle, so it's like it's kind of up to the developer, right? It's like, hey, whatever you're familiar with. Some people would like to use Railway, or they'd like to use, you know, other things because, for example, you know, it's more user friendly. Like with AWS, you know, a big problem that I had when I started using AWS is that it was really difficult to build some of the CI/CD pipelines that were required. I didn't even know what GitHub Actions was. Also, we're going to move all these to testing because right now we're pushing code and we're about to finish the deployment for production and dev. Right now, this is what I'm still seeing. It usually takes about 8 minutes. So as you guys know, the website's currently down. So we're going to try and get that up and running here. So still failing. The build has not deployed yet, still deploying. Shub, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Good morning. Hope you're doing good so far. Mash Hour, yes. Yeah, BridgeMind is a company. Yep. Yeah, Gamer Clash, I'd love to do that. But I think it's on the product roadmap, but not for launch. I think once I start hiring more developers and vibe coders, I think that we'll definitely, you know, like, I would love in a couple months, once we hire a couple more developers and vibe coders, to, you know, be able to produce a lot more features and to make the app like really, really good. I want to bring some really, really sharp people on the team. You know, as you guys know, in about 1 to 2 months, I'm going to be hiring some people. And really, you know, what we're doing is I want to hire people that have way more experience than me. I want to hire people that make me better. I want to hire people that want to work on a product like this and a project like this that's actually fun and exciting. It's like, I remember when I worked with some engineers at Bright Choice, they would always talk about how they were just tired of like building features and they wanted more of a purpose, and they would share with me, they would share that I would, just working in that environment that I created at Bright Choice in the engineering team, that they just really did enjoy that environment. So, that meant a lot to me, but I want to create a similar environment to that. King of Agario, you actually would be on that list. Honestly, I can tell that you're pretty sharp, but I don't know if I could afford you, man. 30 years of experience. I don't know. That comes at a cost, right? Douglas said, nah, man, having 10K Mac is crazy, but good for you. Yeah, it is powerful. Yeah, the Mac is pretty powerful. But it's a business investment. It's a business asset. I'm doing good, Shub. Yeah, I mean, off to a great start today, getting some marketing stuff hooked up. Right now, the website's down, unfortunately, but we still have the deployment is going live right now. It's actually just finishing now, so this will be fixed hopefully soon. David asked, how do you brainstorm ideas? Honestly, I think when you're coming up with ideas, the most important thing is that you do something that you're passionate about. So, like, for example, other people's thoughts and opinions don't matter a ton when you're trying to come up with good ideas, because honestly, you can take a mediocre idea, and if you are passionate about it, you can actually turn it into an incredibly successful business. But let's say, for example, that you have a great idea, but only a mediocre passion behind that idea. It's probably not going to do very well, if you understand what I'm saying. It's like, so I'm all about, doing stuff that you're, passionate about. Okay, Dev just deployed. So we're going to refresh this in a second. Main's probably coming here in about 30 seconds. I think hosting on Vercel is good. Like, I could have hosted on Vercel, but I just chose not to. All right, so Dev is not deployed. Okay, production is not deployed. So let's launch incognito here. ViewCreator.ai. Okay, we fixed it. All right, phew. All right, we're back. We're live again. I'm going to go to the restroom real quick, guys, and I'll be right back. But yeah, if you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. I'll be right back. All right, I got something for you guys. Dougal, I am going to be marketing on Reddit next week, so we'll see. I'll let you know next week. Yeah, Shub, I'll let you know. Guys, health tip, Oikos protein yogurts. These things are very healthy. They have 3 grams of sugar, which is very low, and they've got 20 grams of protein, which is obviously high. So these things, also they taste amazing. So I highly recommend them. I eat about 4 of these a day. As you guys know, I'm super into health and fitness. So I think that if you want to be successful, if you want to make it, you have to grind hard. And part of grinding hard is keeping your body healthy. So, okay, let's actually test now to see if this is working. So now I can launch the event builder. And it looks like the TikTok pixel is connected correctly. So this is great. Oh, wow, this is really cool, guys. So this is the event builder in TikTok. And I don't know if Mashhour is still watching. Oh, yeah, it looks like he is. But it looks like we can actually set up events so that essentially it triggers things. Mashhour, do events matter that much? Why food? Oren, that's helpful. Thank you. Oren. Guys, when you give me bugs like that, you know what I do with them? I actually listen to it. David said that the YouTube thumbnail generator is very cool. Thank you, David. All right, so shout out to Oren. This was reported by Oren. Thank you, Oren. Any bugs that you guys find? Let me know. Okay. So Mashhour says that he actually doesn't use the event manager. That he thinks that only big companies use them. Okay, that's actually good enough. So we'll actually skip over this. I'm going to take Mashhour's recommendations. He says that he has 3 years of experience. So that's so helpful. Thank you, Mashhour. Okay, so let's just go next. Oh, Mashhour, I have a question. What about this one? On this here, quick question for Mashhour. Do you see this enable automatic advanced matching? What do you do on this? Is it so? It says that it's recommended that you turn it on. Do you turn it on or no? Mayan, I'm from the United States, Indianapolis. All right. Thank you, Mashhour. Daily monitor, you know I'm locked in every day. Okay, so the TikTok pixel is working correctly. So this is now working. Let's now check our Google Analytics. So this is one that I was having weird problems with for some reason. See if that one's now working. Yeah, that one's still not working. Thank you, King of Agario. All right, so for some reason, I hope. Let's access Meta Ad Manager real quick. Also, let's pass this in. All right. So ads manager. Thank you, King of Vicario. Maybe we can have a conversation sometime soon because I can tell a real one when I see one. Also, that back and forth we had about when we were working on the agents was pretty cool. Okay. All right, I will, King. Mashar, do you not recommend setting up the pixels? Because I guess the pixels are just for like event tracking, right? So is your point that there's not really even a need for it? All right, okay, it looks like our meta is set up correctly. The only thing that's not set up properly is Google. And I'm not sure exactly why our Google tag is not working correctly. I have no idea. So data stream, set up a Google tag. Human verification failed, try again. Oh, C said human verification failed, try again. We do have a Cloudflare set up, and we're using Turnstile, so it must be blocking you. It must think that you're a bot. Let me log into the account. Maybe I can find that. See. Yeah, I can see how many people are getting blocked. But we do have bot protections on it. So it must just be picking you up. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that, Mash Hour. Yeah, so just like an example, so if you guys are looking for like bot protection on your website, so I use Turnstile. And so for example, like here's what I'm seeing on Turnstile is that essentially people are using Chrome and Edge to access the website, and 22 challenges have been issued with a 36% solve rate. And it looks like just recently 10 actually went unsolved, like recently. So challenges unsolved, there's 10 of them. So C, this must be you that's getting blocked right here. Or maybe more people are getting blocked. Let me know if you guys are having problems signing up, or if you were able to sign up successfully. That would be helpful. Please plan an update strategy with actual instructions on what we need to update and what order it should be updated in and what code should be updated. All right, so I'm having this Codex agent plan a little bit. I don't know why our Google Analytics configuration is still not set up correctly. So it's literally saying that the Google tag is already installed on ViewCreator, but then it's not actually picking up any data collection. So view tag instructions. All right, let's see if maybe Cursor can help us figure this out. We have this odd problem where essentially what's happening is it's saying that the test is, working successfully. Help me brainstorm why this issue is happening. Right now, I have a Google Analytics tag that I'm trying to set up so that I can see data in Google Analytics, but the issue that I'm having is that it's saying when I click test your website, it gives me the green check mark that it's set up correctly, and I do have the environment variable properly set in production, but for some reason, it's then saying that data isn't being collected. So I don't understand what's actually happening. Shoot. J35 progress is going good. We got TikTok hooked up. We got Meta hooked up. We got Clarity hooked up. All that's left now is this Google Analytics, which has actually been giving me like some problems for the past couple tries actually, so I'm not sure. C said I tried 2 attempts. Let me try with another clean browser. I don't see any challenge pop up to solve. Yeah, so it's like automatic, so it's like embedded. So if it thinks that you're a bot, it's going to give you a challenge. That's how Turnstile works. So it's usually invisible. But then if there's like, basically, if you're suspected to be a bot, then it's going to pop up the challenge. Okay, so I'm going to go over to AWS Amplify here and go to our environment variables and just drop in, see if this can debug it for me. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Oh, guys, I got news. If you guys are watching, you are not subscribed, we are 1 sub away from 4,600. So if you haven't subscribed, you will be our 4,600 subscriber. Let's go. Channel is booming. No, I already deployed and it is still not rendering. Diagnose this in depth. Mash hour, let's go. All right, guys, we did it. 4,600, let's go. Just another milestone. All right, so it's running npm run build. Oh, this song's fire. Oh, add GitHub. Oh. It must want me to actually embed them at build time. Oh, that actually makes so much more sense now. Okay, so do you guys see what it's saying? Okay, so I'm just gonna explain this real quick. That actually makes so much more sense now. So, yeah, I'll give you guys the playlist real quick. Okay, this actually makes so much more sense. Okay, let me drop in the playlist real quick for those guys asking for it. Here it is. But okay, so here's what's going on. So the reason that this is happening, and we can actually read this as well, but the reason this is happening is because when you use like an environment variable and you use it in, like you literally put the environment variable in Amplify, I think it's pulling it and using it like, basically I think if we deploy it and we build it in the GitHub workflow, I think it actually embeds it. Wait, let's see what it said. All right, so issue 1, TikTok. Your GitHub action workflow wasn't passing analytics IDs during the Next.js step, since Next publics are baked into the JavaScript build at runtime. At build time, not runtime, your production build literally contains this here. So it's an empty string. Local development work to your giant has the environment variables, no errors in production, code checks if measurement. Okay, so I've updated your GitHub workflow to pass. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. All right, so go secrets, add secrets for all of those. Okay, so now it wants me to add secrets. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so we're gonna do this now. So we have to go over to GitHub, and how you add these secrets is essentially what this is. Wait, deploy front end shouldn't even be a thing though. Wait, hold up. Hold on, guys. We gotta note that we use to our dev and main branches. So anytime that code is pushed to the dev or main branch, it's going to be pushed and a new deployment build is going to start I don't actually use that deploy front end YAML file. That file is outdated. You can actually delete that file. So think in depth about a different approach. I should be able to put the environment variables in AWS Amplify, and it puts those codes into the build. Like for example, the Clarity is working, TikTok Pixel is working, the Metal Pixel is working. The only thing that isn't working is this Google Analytics ID. So help me understand, like, what is different about the Google Analytics ID? Why is that not working and the other tracking IDs are? So think in depth about this and try and diagnose and solve the issue again. Okay, never mind. So I was trying to think through, I was thinking like for a second that maybe it needed to embed those IDs, but that's not true because it's not even embedding the IDs because we aren't actually working that deploy file because that was an outdated. We were going to use ECS to deploy the project, but we ended up using yeah. If you guys are watching, you haven't already liked and subscribed. We just hit 4,600 subscribers, so make sure that you like and sub. Let's go. What is going on? All right, so it's saying it found it. I can see the critical difference. Look at line 36 to 41. This is the real problem. The local GTag function is being created and called before the actual GTag.js script loads from Google. This creates a race condition where your local GTag function is defined. You call GTag config measurement ID, then the script tag starts loading. When Google's script loads, it overwrites your function and might miss the config call. So compare this to TikTok and Meta, which work correctly. They use a queue pattern where commands are pushed to an array and processed after the script loads. Here's the fix. We need to use Google's official initialization pattern. All right, so it wants me to run the build and see if that works. All right, see if that works. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're about to get this fixed, and mainstream launches next week. So it's going to be a really exciting time for BridgeMind because we're going to actually have ViewCreator. We're going to be pushing revenue. The Padroni asked, what's the project about? So ViewCreator is in open beta right now with hundreds of users successfully signed up and testing the product. ViewCreator is an all-in-one platform for content creators and businesses to be able to create viral content with AI. Right now, the main thinking behind ViewCreator is the logic that right now, content creation using AI is slow, expensive, and not very high quality, but that's all going to change. It's all going to change over the coming years, and content creation with AI is going to become mainstream. So what we're essentially doing is, wait, hold up. You can now delete the deploy front-end YAML file since that's not needed. Unknown, so we are going to integrate Sora 2. I think that that definitely is a goal. But for now, I don't think that it's required for our mainstream launch. So really what we have to make sure that we do is, hey, let's get everything ready for mainstream launch. You know, let's get that set up. And then from there, we'll do what we have to do to build more features and build a better product. All right. All right, so let's deploy this, see if we can get this working now. So it says that it found the issue, so see if it's good. Oren just said, are you going to add an option to auto upload video that will upload one video to multiple social media platforms? Yeah, so we're going to integrate, essentially what you're asking is, are you going to integrate scheduled posting so that you can actually post to your platforms using ViewCreator? And we are going to do that. So I've looked into the APIs for that. It should be a pretty simple configuration, but it is an expensive one. It's about $500 a month to be able to integrate with that. So I think that that's going to come after we launch. Once we get this going, we're going to use some of the profits that we get to be able to hire more programmers, more vibe coders, a bigger team. But also, that's a really important feature. I think it's also a very marketable feature. So that'll probably be next. Very on the product roadmap. It's going to be, pretty high up in the product roadmap for sure. Yeah, exactly, Unknown. Yeah, there's a lot of limitations to content creation right now using Sora and other image and video editors, but I think that that'll all change. The Petroni, yes, you can test the app. So it's I'll just break this down. So pricing, you can sign up for free. You get 100 free starter credits. You can just test it out if you want. But then if you want to actually get more credits and be able to access some priority features, you can do that as well. Also help support BridgeMine. Yeah, we're making about like $15 to $20 a day off of ViewCreator right now, so nothing crazy. You guys have seen that the revenue is like slowly but steadily, going up. But I mean, yeah, it would be nice if some people subscribe to like the Pro subscription, because it's $20 a month, and it would actually really help support what we're doing here, as well as help us test that feature to make sure, for example, that you get the right amount of credits and whatnot. We only have one person on the Pro plan right now, one person, and actually can check. I'm in Stripe right now. I'm going to check to see if they still have their plan opened. Let me check. So they still have their plan active. So, right now MRR is like probably about $50 a month from ViewCreator. So, but that's all going to change, guys. It's, I think it's going to do really well. But for those of you allow paying with PayPal, can I do that in Stripe? Let me check. Let's see. I use Stripe for payments in my application. Is it possible for me to enable payment via PayPal in checkout sessions? All right, let's see, Oren. Oren has not missed. He's been actually really helpful. Oren, I'm going to make you a standard moderator because you've actually been really helpful. Mr. Ilya said, what MRR are you expecting after 1 year of ViewCreator? Honestly, I have no idea what to expect. Yeah, I'm not sure what to expect. I know that a year is a lot of time, though. Like, I can... Wait. Oh. It says only if your Stripe account is based in certain countries, not the US. Stripe does support PayPal as a checkout payment method in Stripe, but Stripe limits business eligibility by account country. Stripe's docs list PayPal with supported business location in the EU. Social. Okay, wait, let me see this. So payment methods. All right, payment methods. Okay. All right, so I have this. Oh, wow. Okay. So here's what I'm seeing. I'm going to take a screenshot. All right, so here's what you see. All right, so here are the options here. So I don't see PayPal on the list. Google Pay, Apple Pay, Amazon Pay, cards, link. Yeah, I don't see PayPal anywhere in here. Yeah, no PayPal. Must not be possible, Oren. Yeah, Trello is actually really helpful. Trello is great. And you don't need a subscription for Trello. Yeah, I don't think it's available. Yeah, no. Beamlack said you should also pay some referral for people to spread the word with incentive, don't you think? Yeah, so that's actually a great point. So I have an idea that I want to run by you guys. So basically, I'm thinking that what we could potentially do is, you know, we could set up a referral system for ViewCreator so that you guys can actually make money from ViewCreator. I haven't put a ton of thought into it now, but it's just an idea that I had. But yeah, I totally agree. Beamlack, well said. Also, if you guys are just tuning in, we're working on ViewCreator, which is currently in open beta, heading to mainstream launch next week. It's an all-in-one platform to create viral content for content creators and businesses alike, to be able to create viral content much quicker, much faster, and a much lower cost. So, pretty cool platform. All right, we're waiting for AWS Amplify to finish building. So if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Let me see here. We are still waiting on the deployment, but as you guys know from our Trello board, we are still working on the Google Analytics tag. Also, let's see. I think we updated this. So Oren, this was your bug that you found. So let's implement that fix. Move that to in progress. Tony said just ensure you disable SEPA transfers, if any, in Cash App. SEPA transfers. Yeah, no SEPA transfers. And then Cash App. Cash App is enabled. Why do you say disable Cash App? All right. We're still deploying to main branch, guys. So, I mean, this is great because this puts us in the perfect position now for mainstream launch, is that now that we have all these tracking configurations set up, we'll be able to actually, you know, have the analytics for what's needed in our campaigns. So I'm excited to actually start getting some traction here. Okay, Tony, that's really good advice. Let me disable it. All right, turn off. Cash App is now turned off. It's now disabled. Thank you. Oren said, I don't know if it's a bug or not, but when clicking upgrade to Pro, the free plan is selected and not the package that I chose. Let's check it out. So Oren just said that he is looking at a bug right now. So let's go over to settings. Let's go to explore plans. So if I click, if I click Ultra, so what did you mean? Did you mean that it was... Wait. It's working for me. Oh shoot. There is like some weird bugs though. Like on the hover effects. All right. There are some weird bugs on the hover effects of this page. So for example, just like the plan that's being highlighted is just weird on the hover effects. Thanks, Ultracell. Yeah, we made about like a little bit under $20 yesterday. But hey, still something, you know. It's like last month, I mean, we were stuck at $50. Or I guess not even last month, like just a couple weeks ago, we were stuck at $50 for so long. I mean, we were at $51 for like 20 streams straight because we didn't have a way to make money. So, all right, let's see if the all right. So this is now deployed. So I now want to actually test is our Google Analytics actually working? If it is, I'm going to be very, very happy. Let's go. Let's go. All right, guys, this is huge. This is huge. Actually, that took a while to get that working. I'll show you guys what I'm seeing. So this is finally, let's go, let's go. Let's go, guys. That's huge. Because it found, Cursor did find like the bug that was the issue. It just was not working. So I was like, Google Analytics configuration. I've done that so many times. Why is that? I literally on for Bright Choice we used Google Analytics, and I knew for a fact that like that configuration is not that hard. So I wasn't sure why we were having that issue. Like that setup is not that difficult. So I'm glad that we got that solved. That's big. All right, that's huge. So let's go back to Trello now. And let's move this. This is now complete. The cookie mess is now complete. All right, this is great. All right. Oh, bug hunter. All right, thanks, Oren. So Oren just said he reported a bug on the bug hunter's bar. Let's go check it out. Oh, okay, now I know what you're talking about. Okay, Oren is actually so clutch. Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay. Okay, thank you, Oren. Thank you. Okay, that's super helpful. So what we actually need to do now is we need to go into Stripe, and I'll show you guys how this works in Stripe. So for those of you that have, if you ever, hooked up Stripe and stuff, a really interesting issue is that in Stripe, you have to configure your Stripe checkout session. So let's go Stripe checkout. All right, hold on. I gotta figure out. All right, where do I go? Hold up. In Stripe, where do I go in the Stripe dashboard in order to be able to set up the logic of users launching a session to be able to change between plans and be able to like prorate or not prorate stuff? Where do I go in the Stripe dashboard? If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We've got our mainstream launch coming up next week, so we're going to be spending some money on paid advertisements and really getting ViewCreator launched well. It's going to be sick. All right, so we have to go to the portal settings, the proration settings. I know it's somewhere, but I don't know exactly where to go. But no, that was actually a super good find. Yeah, if you guys find any bugs, please do exactly what Oren did. That was clutch. All right, customer portal settings, subscription management. So just go here, subscription management. All right, hold on, guys. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so this is what it looks like. So this is the error that Oren just found. So the reason that this is erroring is because here, this is set up where these are the options. All right, so we're gonna do this. Then this. Okay, so I just saved those changes now. So now, Oren, I would try launching it again and let me know what happens. Yeah, it should be fixed now. Or wait, give me 1 second, actually. I want to make sure that they're in the right order. Okay. Okay, try it now. Okay. Okay, you should be good now to try it. Okay. All right, that's now fixed. Good find, Oren. Thank you. Medio, the speech to text, it's a whisper flow. Kurash, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. The Petroni said the effect on the home page. How did you make it? I made it using 21st Dev and Cursor. Ultra still said there's nothing I hate more than payment providers. Not once have I had a decent experience with any provider. Yeah, I mean Stripe's pretty good. You know, I would say that Stripe is probably one of the best. They do it well. Yeah, Stripe is pretty slow. All right, if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do that. I'm going to be going for a bit longer today. I have a meeting coming up here soon, but we're going to keep going through it. Mr. Burp, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Mr. Burp just asked, what are you building? So we're building ViewCreator, which is an all-in-one platform to create viral content. So with ViewCreator, it's meant for content creators and businesses that want to create viral content cheaper and faster. So you have a variety of different tools and then also agentic functionalities. This is a really cool tool that we built. So you can actually create automated workflows to be able to create, you know, if you have Instagram workflow that you want to create, it's pretty cool for that. And then also our platform tools are pretty cool, like YouTube thumbnail generator, transcript generator, title generator, description generator. Pretty cool. Ultrasil, I'm technically a senior at Purdue University, but I'm like, you know, trying to figure out my future with that. Okay. Okay, did we push that update that we did, by the way? That was Oren's bug that he found. Let's see, app layout. What is this? Oh, the post sign up refresh. All right. Okay, there we go. Something that I want to do, guys, is I actually no longer want to offer a yearly plan. Take a look at the pricing page. I have decided that I no longer want to offer the yearly plan, so remove this as an option. We're just going to keep it simple, only monthly plans for now. Yeah, Purdue. Mr. Burp, I use Cursor and Codex. Beamlack, yeah, Purdue. Yeah, Purdue's a good school. Beamlack said he knows a graduate from Purdue. Divot says, new to the channel, which LLMs are you using to vibe code? I use Claude 4.5 Sonnet as well as Codex. I use a lot of GPT-5 Codex as well. Oren said, I think you should add some images to the platform tool cards, like connected to the cards, because the only thing that is different is the title and description, and it's like a dead style. That's actually a really, really good idea. Oren is going crazy. Oren's got fire ideas today. All right, I'm gonna drop this in Trello board today too. That's fire. That's a good idea. I don't know what images I would want to put there, but I just really like that idea. Levin Hung said, you are my fave right now, broski. New live streaming meta, LFG. Let's go, man. Let's go. That's what I like to hear. Andrew James said, thoughts on augment. I actually don't even know what that is. Let me look it up. Oops. Also, if you guys are new to the stream, you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're going to, honestly, we're going to 10,000 subscribers. We're going to hit it pretty fast. Augment code, better context, better agent, better code. Yeah, I haven't used augment. Yeah, Warren's on it today. Let's do a quick sub check. Where are we at? We're at 4,608. I mean, look at the growth that the channel's been having. It's insane. Look at this. Hockey stick. Hockey stick. Crazy. Look where we were at. Let's see where we were a week ago. Oh my gosh, literally we gained 1,000 subs in a week. That's nuts. 50 subs today so far. That's crazy too. So if you guys are new, join the community. There's also the Discord links pinned in the chat as well. So J35 said use open code. All right, let's have Cursor do this. Let's see what we can get here. All right, so I'm gonna actually, so how the project works is, like, for example, all the tools, we have this constants, where is it? It's in components. So constants here, we have this platform tools.ts file, and essentially how this works is, you know how you have this object that has platform slug, name, status, description, href, external, status, note, tags, and we're about to add an image to this. So there it goes, image string, and then it's going to update this with images. And then, you know what I think we should do? I think we should just make it, like right now, just default to the, you know, just default it to use the Bridgemine logo or something like that, you know? Right now, I don't have any images actually inputted, so make it so that all the images for each platform tool is just an empty string. And then help me update the front end page here so that, for example, it also includes the image of the tool. But for now, if the image is an empty string, then it should just display the logo of ViewCreator instead of actually rendering in an image, obviously because it's an empty string. All right, if you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Right now we're working on ViewCreator, which is an all-in-one platform to create viral content. It's meant for content creators and businesses alike to be able to create viral content easier, faster, and less expensive, so they don't have to hire marketing teams. They can just manage it themselves. Let's go over to localhost. We're gonna have to launch some terminals here. Let's get this running, npm run dev. Divot said, I want to build a database schema for new vendors when I am onboarding in my project. Which LLM should I prefer for good advice? I think Codex is usually pretty good for that. It's usually good at like complex logic stuff, but also, I mean, Claude and GPT are pretty close. They're both good. All the tools are pretty powerful now. All right, so here I'm gonna drop this in here. So for example, on this page, you know, I want those tools to show. For example, add the tool image for the tools on this page. All right, cool. Ultrasil said, I truly believe you will have millions in just a few years' time. You're very informative, well-spoken. Stream is easy and fun to watch. You engage with chat very well, all while being very educational. Thank you. That's what I like to hear, Ultrasil. That's really good feedback for me. You know, I started this, you know, in August, and it's only been like 2 months, and obviously the reception has been absolutely incredible. When I first started, I was just kind of doing, here's my perspective on it is, and I've shared this as well on stream, is that I am not a content creator. I will always be first and foremost a software engineer, an entrepreneur, a developer, a founder, a vibe coder, whatever you want to say, and the content creation comes naturally second. And I think that if I focus on the main thing, which is just what I'm doing, and then I also have the content creation in the background, you know, building in public, sharing, you know, helping people learn, sharing people my journey and whatnot, and, you know, tips and tricks and whatnot, and it all comes naturally, then I think that it ends up actually doing way better because it actually comes from like a natural spirit. Like there's a lot of channels and people out there that are like literally like content creators. Like they are literally, you know, content creators, right? And you can tell that they're content creators because they put so much effort into like these like super highly edited videos, and it's all just like content creator nonsense. Like the person like, you know, is not even like really a developer or like a vibe coder, but they just like, you know, are a content creator and they know that it's a hot space. So they make a bunch of garbage content that's like really well edited and, you know, keeps people engaged. And I want to take a different approach. You know, I want to take the approach of I literally would be doing all of this whether the camera was on or off right now. And honestly, I can multitask. So it's like, hey, I have a stream going on and I'm also working on, you know, what's important to me. And for me, the most important thing is what we're working on right now. It's not the stream. You know, the stream is just a way to, you know, it's just a cool thing to do, you know? And I've decided to do that because I want to help people. And, you know, I think that, you know, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Obviously, it's working. Hung said, to be honest, I thought he was just another nerd, but very different in experience. Bro looks 25 max. Yeah, I'm 23. Yeah, I appreciate it, Hung. Yeah, I'm not sure why people even like DeepSeek. I think it's not that great of a model. J35, what do you mean? Who's Theo T3? Oren said, if my computer is on light mode and I am not signed in to ViewCreator, there's a button for changing. If my computer is on light mode and I am not signed in to ViewCreator, there is a button for changing to dark mode without an account. No, there's not. Like, so I'm pretty sure it's just the system, whatever your system settings. Like if I launch ViewCreator right now, it defaults to dark mode. And then like, let's ask Siri, turn my computer system to light mode. Yeah, so it's default to, yeah. It's whatever your system settings are initially. All right. Jose, how's it going? Oh, yeah. But yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure that you like and subscribe. All right, this is like decent, but I want it to be more of like a profile. I want it to be more of like a profile icon look. So for example, each image ultimately will be 400 by 400 pixels. So please make it like an actual profile image for the YouTube page and like for the image styling here on this page, like an actual profile image instead of just like a ugly rectangle image. Yeah, J35, I do remember that. Is he, what do you mean, though? Jose said, do you connect to AWS with MCP? How did you build the cloud for those agents? Yeah, so I did use Cursor, and I actually built a cloud formation setup. Okay, that actually looks way better. Oren, shout out to Oren for the idea. That was actually a really good idea to put essentially profile images. So what we'll do is we'll actually turn those into, you know, like really good looking, you know, icons essentially. Oh my gosh, that was a really good idea. Thank you, Oren. Chat just asked which coding stack are we using here. So we're using Next.js on the front end, Nest in the API, and then a Postgres database. All right, so that looks really good. In the dashboard page, I now want you to add a carousel of the tools that scrolls. Right now, we don't have a ton of live tools, so maybe it doesn't even really need to be a carousel, but just on the dashboard, add a section right under the information about the active agents, jobs this week, success rate, that section, add under that a section that essentially has the image and the title of the tools that are currently live. So that way, oh man, don't like doing that. All right, go back, boom, 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 boom. Yes, let's go. All right, so we're gonna add like essentially, now that we have, that was a really good idea because now that we have that, it does kind of give us a little bit of a better marketing look, and then we're gonna put the tools on the home page that right when people get to the dashboard, they don't have to go to platform tools and go to YouTube and then, you know, then just see it right on the dashboard page. I think that's really smart. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Okay, I really like that. It should show all live and beta tools. Joseph, yeah, this is my full-time job. Binomio, how's it going? So we're building ViewCreator. So ViewCreator is an all-in-one platform for content creators and businesses alike to create viral content. So, you know, right now what we're seeing in the industry is that the AI generators for content creators like video generators and image generators are getting better, cheaper, faster. But right now they're not at the inflection point where it's actually, you know, essentially to the inflection point where it's mainstream. It's not there yet. Okay, so something I want to change. Instead of having the text YouTube or Instagram actually show the icon for the platform instead of showing the text for it. J35 said, Matt, did you fix that issue, the video I sent about regarding ViewCreator? Yes, that one is fixed. All right. All right, so what do you guys think about that? That's looking a lot better, don't you think? So essentially, when you open the platform, say that you look at this, yeah, it does look better. So then those images, instead of being just like the, you know, the ViewCreator icon, it'll actually be the image that we create for that tool. Yeah, Binomio, we did research using SEMrush to make sure that there's demand for the tools that we've created. Yep, demand, low competition. We're about to enter the market and just absolutely dominate. So, all of you guys watching, if you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so, because basically next week is our mainstream launch. So, what we worked on in this stream is we actually got all of our ad platforms set up with, you know, tracking pixels and whatnot, so that we can, you know, get that hooked up. And then this weekend, I'm going to be creating, you know, a bunch of ads on these different platforms that will take live for our mainstream launch. But after, you know, being in open beta for about, how long has it even been? It's been like 10 days. I'm not sure. Tushar just asked, explain what you're building. You guys are going to have to check the description, because I can't explain it every time, but I'll explain it one more time. ViewCreator is an all-in-one platform for creating viral content. So it's meant for content creators and businesses to be able to create viral content faster and more efficiently than they would if they, you know, had to hire a marketing team or something like that. So, available tools. So we have a YouTube thumbnail generator, YouTube transcript generator, Instagram bio generator, YouTube title generator, YouTube description generator. So these tools are actually pretty solid. All right. Thanks, J35. Yeah, Ultrasoul, seriously. Yeah, thank you, Oren. Yeah, the agents are so sick. I mean, that's the thing, is that, like, with the, if you guys remember, like, what's crazy is that, you know, what we've done with this series is people will actually be able to take a look back on this series and see where everything came from. Like, I have built all of this while live streaming. And I don't know if any, like, I'm sure there's other people that have done that, but I'm just, like, so proud of what we've accomplished in such a short amount of time too. Like, you guys think that this would be possible a couple years ago? Yeah, no way would this be possible a couple years ago. I mean, it's absolutely insane what you're able to accomplish now using these tools. But I mean, like, right now, guys, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't even know what we should, like, be working on, because we've created, like, you know, pretty much everything that we need. It's just crazy. All right. So let's run an npm run build and make sure that everything's actually up to date. All right, I'm doing a review real quick there. Yeah, Hung, so a little bit of the lore. So I went to Purdue for finance, and I started programming using Python when I was a teenager. And then I went to Purdue for finance because I wanted to be essentially like a financial advisor, or go to, like, you know, work at, you know, be in corporate finance, essentially. I worked in corporate finance as, you know, an intern in Indianapolis during college, and I hated it. Essentially, I saw the life that I was going to be living for the next 45 years, and it kind of woke me up, because, you know, I was like, okay, either I figure something out now and start gaining a skill and actually, you know, moving forward in life, or I'm, like, totally screwed. So, you know, just for example, so I worked at a corporate finance firm, and I had a summer project where I had 3 databases that I was required to essentially find. They wanted me to find, like, inconsistencies between these 3 databases, but they wanted me to literally do it manually. So it was a database with, you know, 30,000 people in it, and they wanted me to go through and find, like, inconsistencies with the emails and stuff manually. So go in and, like, literally check, like, search up this email, make sure it's the same across, like, these 3 databases that couldn't talk to each other. And what I figured out is that on the second day of the internship, I just wrote a Python script that automated my entire summer project for me. So the project that I was supposed to take the entire summer I finished it on the second day. So that was kind of the, a moment where I realized what I was capable of. And then I started getting way more into software development when I was a sophomore at Purdue. And then I dropped out of school when I was a junior. And I started launching my own startups. I launched a company I co-founded and was the CEO for over a year of Bright Choice, which is an online therapy platform. We scaled it to over 30 therapists, and we had a marketing team, we had a sales team, we had an engineering team that I was essentially the head of. I wrote 2 million lines of code in under 6 months. I worked 100 hours a week, and that was probably my best startup experience. We had funding, so that was a really cool experience. But that's a little bit of the lore. Yeah, finance can be rough. User Random asks, what do you think about apps like Lovable? I think it's like a different level of AI, right? It's even more hands-off. So I think stuff like Lovable will be like really powerful, but it's definitely different than, for example, like using. It's definitely different than using, Cursor or something like that, because that's a developer that's using a tool, Yeah, J35, exactly. Tony said, give Cheetah today a try. Oh, yeah, let's try it now. All right, so let's launch this and give Cheetah a try. There's something that I want to do. Let's just give it. So this is Cheetah, a stealth model from an undisclosed provider, available for a limited time only. During the stealth period, the cost is $1 per... Okay, it's $1.10. That's not super expensive. Tushar said, which LLM are you using to create a thumbnail on the back end? So connecting to Nano Banana Edit. All right, so Cheetah here. So, oh wow, yeah, that is pretty fast. I like Cheetah. Oh my gosh, that is insanely fast. Hung said, talk more about your lore and your channel. You're gonna be the biggest creator for AI coding. What? You like the lore? I've been through a lot of pain, let me tell you what. I'm just kidding. All right, so let's see if that already did that. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked the stream and subscribed, make sure you do so. I've got a meeting coming up here soon, but we got 77 people in the stream, so I'll just keep on going. No, Beamlack knows. Bright Choice. Ultrasil, you say you do love a little lore, yeah. Yeah, Tony, that speed is nuts. Yeah, that speed is super crazy. Let's see, make it smaller, more compact, and better styled. That's much better. Yeah, if you guys haven't already joined the Discord, we have, oh my gosh, Cheetah is so fast. Cheetah, literally, I enter a prompt and it immediately gets it. That's crazy. Well, we're going to keep using it. But guys, if you haven't already joined the Discord, I'm about to drop another link. It's already pinned in chat, but I'm going to drop a link here. We've got a Discord with hundreds of people in it that are interested in AI, in vibe coding, and building stuff. So if you haven't already joined, make sure you join over there. We're pretty active. So, all right, hold up. All right. Oh my gosh, the refresh errors are so annoying. Thanks, Ultrasil, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna grow that Discord for sure. Do the same thing on these pages. All right, this is an insanely fast model. What model is this? Oh my gosh, who invented this? That's insane. And the pro tips were actually really good. They were like exactly what it was for. That's awesome. Yeah, Tony, I really like that. You think it's XAI? Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good model. Yeah, super impressed by that. All right. All right, is this still running npm run build here? Oh yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Yeah, so fast. How much does the ViewCreator.ai domain cost you? Any .ai domain is like, I think it's like about $100 a year. How many people have signed up? A couple hundred. And I haven't done any marketing really besides just like streaming, you know, like the only people that are signing up are people from the stream. Like no, I've done no marketing on Reddit trying to like get people to sign up, no marketing anywhere. Organically, that's also going to be one important thing. Like in our mainstream launch next week, what's going to be just as important as our paid marketing campaigns is going to be our organic marketing campaigns. Like we're really going to need, I mean, I could even use your guys' help a little bit when it comes down to like posting on subreddits about, you know, ViewCreator, posting online about ViewCreator on X and stuff. I mean, we've got a community here that not only is just a great community to be a part of, but that like if you guys can help, you know, push this project forward in any way, shape, or form. I mean, you're already doing it by obviously just like being supportive, testing out bugs and stuff. So I don't want to ask everybody like for too much, you know, but hey, when we launch this thing, if you guys like post on X, are very supportive of any post that I do, when we do stuff like, I'm not even sure what that would look like, but maybe I can figure out an affiliate program where you guys can make money somehow. You know, I think that that would actually be pretty big. So let me think on it. But what are your guys' thoughts? I mean, I feel like we have a pretty good community at this point. Ultrasil, you think the chair looks comfy? Yeah, I've had it for a couple years now. I don't think we're heading to an AI bubble. All right, guys. So I actually have to jump off because I have a meeting coming up here soon, and I'm gonna have to end the stream here because I have to get on this meeting. But thanks everybody for tuning in today. I'm gonna be live again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, like normal. And then again on Sunday, there's gonna be no stream Sunday because I'm gonna be having to spend a lot of my time making the demo videos, which is gonna take a lot of time and a lot of effort. So I'm gonna do that off stream. But I could not be more excited for our mainstream launch next week. This is gonna be huge. We got a lot accomplished today. We got all of our marketing tags hooked up, and we got everything that we needed. I mean, we're pretty much ready to launch. So I'm going to do some stuff on my end as well, obviously, but I got to jump on this meeting. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and have a great rest of your day. And